StrayAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com, WorkOnYourGame.com. Today's daily motivation is about wholesale change. This is a point that's really about anytime you're trying to make a big, a big jump or a big leap in your life, you can't do it by making small incremental adjustments to the things that you're already doing. Because if you want to make a big leap in your life, that means there's probably going to be a lot of things that change as far as the results, as far as the output of what you're doing. And in order for you to get a big change in output, I mean, we all understand how the law of the universe works, that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you can't take a small change and expect to get a big difference in output. You can't take a small change in input and expect a big change in output. Now, there are some exceptions in times in life where a small change is all you need, and then you can get maybe that little bit to get you over the hump. Let's just say it's something that you're trying to achieve. An example can be you take a sports team that has been on the cusp of winning a championship for a couple of years. They make one adjustment, they bring in one new player or one different coach, and then all of a sudden they win the championship, and there's a big difference. But for many of us, that's not really the situation. We're trying to make wholesale changes. So again, that team is trying to win the championship. They don't need a wholesale change because they were almost at the championship already. So for you, let's just say, for example, you're making 50 grand a year. You want to start making $500,000 a year. That's a 10x change in results. That 10x change in results is not going to come with you working 1 extra hour per day or you reading one extra book every 6 months. There's going to need to be some wholesale changes to take place, which means some of the things that you're currently doing, which we call your sacred cows, those are your habits and ideas and beliefs that you've been married to for a long time. Some of those need to get deleted in order for you to bring in some new blood, some new things in there. So you got to delete some old stuff that you've been doing, and you got to bring in some new stuff that you have never done up to this point. And that's the only way that the wholesale change is even possible, because in order for you to get wholesale change in results, you got to make wholesale changes in process, wholesale changes in input. And the reason why this all matters, the reason why I'm even making a point about all of this, is logically, I think you understand this, is that many people, while they may logically agree with the concept of what I'm saying, they don't actually agree with the process of tangibly doing this. Not that they don't agree that it will work, but they don't agree with doing it simply because it's too emotionally taxing on many people to make such wholesale changes in their lives. Because what I'm asking you to do here, what I'm suggesting that you do, is take some of the behaviors that you've had maybe for the last, if you're 30 years of age, you've had these behaviors probably for the last 10 plus years. It's very hard for people to make changes to habits that have been so deeply ingrained for 5 years, 10 years. Some of you who may be older, or depending on how long you had certain behaviors, I mean, we may be talking 20, 30, 40 years of you having certain behaviors and habits. It's very hard to just get out of those just because you heard somebody say it in a video or on a podcast or you read it in a book. Then again, just think about it. You got the time it took you to read that book, which might be 3 weeks of time to read a book, or a couple hours if you listen to the audio version of a book, versus 35 years of habits. Which one do you think is going to win? I mean, this is the reason why many people don't change in life. The reason that many people don't change is not because they're not aware that a change could help. It's not because they don't want to change, at least theoretically. And it's not because they don't understand that what they're doing right now ain't enough to get them to the outcome that they want to get to. The reason people don't change is because it's very emotionally upsetting for human beings to do things that take them so far out of their comfort zone as to it disturbs them. It disturbs them to make these wholesale changes. This is the reason why many people don't make wholesale changes. They only make small incremental changes. So this could be a person who you want to get in really great physical shape. So instead of working out 30 minutes a day, you start working out 40 minutes a day. That's an incremental change. That's not really going to make the biggest difference for you. You need a wholesale change, not just in how much time you spend working out. You might not even need to change that. What we need to change is what you're actually doing during the workout, or why you're working out, or what the whole process is around all of it. That's the part that needs to change. The thing is, many people only want to make the changes that they are comfortable with, that you are familiar with, and the things that you know about. Well, let me give you another point. If you want to make wholesale changes in your life, it probably is the changes that you need to make are probably not all going to come from your own personal store of knowledge, simply because you are limited to only what you know. You're limited by your own ignorance and your own intelligence. Your intelligence got you to where you are right now. So if you want to go a lot further, you're probably going to have to tap into the intelligence with someone outside of yourself. Everybody follow what I'm saying here? So all of these things are part of the wholesale change. If you really want to make big changes in your life, then you got to do some things that are going to be completely outside of what you've been doing up to this point. And that usually means stepping outside of your normal realm, your normal behavior process, and doing some things that are going to take you out of your mental and emotional comfort zone. And if you're willing to do that, that's when you actually open yourself up to the possibility of things changing in life. But until you do that, ain't nothing changing. At least not that much, not much that anybody would notice. But all that said, text me and make sure you're in my texting community. I send out a daily motivation text every day, weekly motivation text every Monday. My number is 305-384-6894. Once you text me, we'll tell you all your options and all of that. And Work on Your Game University, that's the only place I do any coaching. You want to work with me directly, the link's down below in the description. It's workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre